Hey guys, in today's video I will be sharing with you my 33 weeks pregnancy update. Yes, I am already 33 weeks. I cannot believe it. Only 7 more weeks to go, if not less. So let's go ahead and get started. I actually went ahead and just wrote down all my stats and my symptoms as I've been experiencing them, because pregnancy brain is real, you guys. I've been forgetting things lately. Like, it's not even funny how often I forget things these days. So I wrote everything down, and let's go ahead and begin with my stats. So at 33 weeks, I am weighing in at 146 pounds. That is about 46 pounds gained so far, which sounds like a lot. But my doctor said I'm right on track with my weight gain, I guess, compared to what I gained with Kailey, which was close to about 50 pounds. So that's that. And according to my pregnancy app, this week or from here on out, baby should be gaining about ½ pound per week. So if that directly translates into me gaining at least ½ pound per week, then I pretty much have another 3.5 pounds left to gain, if not more. So I'm probably going to be at 150, if not more, by the end of the pregnancy. Okay, so moving on to blood pressure. My blood pressure has been measuring pretty good. So this time around I had 112/60. And funny story real quick. When I was pregnant with Kailey, I knew that or at least I thought I knew, that I wanted a female OBGYN. So I looked high and low for one that was going to be good and that was in my area, because most of them were males, and I actually only found one that was taking in new patients. So I went with her thinking, oh, okay, it's going to be, you know, easier for me and I guess more comfortable, because I thought I would feel more comfortable with a female doctor. But somehow I guess that was not the case, because every single time I had an appointment, I know this might be crazy and might be part of me being socially awkward and not usually, you know, being used to being around other people or being very outgoing, but pretty much all the time I went in for a checkup, my blood pressure was high, or higher than normal, because usually my blood pressure is on the lower side, like normal range, but on the lower side. And every time I would go into the doctor's office, it would be higher than 120/80, which that's supposed to be the normal, right? So I really dreaded going to the doctor's office, because it got to a point where they actually sent me in to do like a 24-hour urine test, and I had to get an NST test done because they were worried I had preeclampsia. But luckily that was not the case, and I pretty much wasn't really scared because I knew that shouldn't be the case, because I literally went out and bought a blood pressure machine, and I would check my blood pressure at home like throughout the day, and it was always within normal range. But the moment I had to go to the doctor, that thing spiked up. I was just, I don't know, scared of the doctor, I guess. And in my head I had done some research and came to the conclusion, you know, my conclusion from Google, that I had white coat hypertension. And what that means is you're pretty much scared of doctors. So, you know, white coats and doctors. So every time I would go there, I would get anxious and my blood pressure would spike up. And I always feared going in and having my blood pressure spike up, because I knew they were going to try to tell me that I had high blood pressure, when I knew in reality it only happened while I was at the doctor's office. Because as soon as I left the doctor's office, I would take my blood pressure and it'd be back down to normal. So luckily, since all the tests that they did on me to make sure I didn't have preeclampsia or anything of the sort or anything wrong, they came to the conclusion and believed that I had white coat hypertension. So about the time it was around like 30 weeks or so pregnant, we went to my doctor's appointment, and then we were told that my doctor was going to be leaving out of town, and I needed to find a new doctor because she was going to be gone by the time I went into labor. So that was a little hard to change doctors, you know, almost at the end of pregnancy, especially because it's not easy to find doctors who take patients that far into pregnancy. So I pretty much ended up going with a male doctor, and lo and behold, every single time after I changed doctors, my blood pressure was great all the time. Like, I don't know why. I guess the nurses there were friendlier. I just felt somehow more comfortable. I don't know what it was, the new location or whatever it might be, but I clearly felt more comfortable there, and the doctor who delivered Kailey is now my OBGYN, and so far throughout this entire pregnancy with baby boy, my blood pressure has been great. So that's just a funny story I find, that I thought I was going to be more comfortable with a female OBGYN, and then I wasn't. But anyways, I got sidetracked a little bit, so let's go back to my stats. Baby's heartbeat rate was 140 this time around, so everything's looking good. And now for symptoms. So as you probably have been able to tell in my last few videos, I have shortness of breath. Baby must be up, pushing up against my lungs, and it is very hard for me to catch my breath. Also, I've been experiencing increased sciatica pain. So I get this quick but painful shooting pain starting up from my butt, going down my thigh, and just shooting down my leg. It doesn't last very long. Like, it'll be strong enough to not allow me to walk comfortably or anything. So I'll have to sit down, and sometimes if I'm sitting down and it happens and I try to get up, whoa, there's a pretty strong pain, and I just stay sitting seriously until it goes away a little and I'm able to get back up. Next, I am officially at the point where I cannot see my toes. My belly is big enough to where it blocks my toes. So shaving or doing anything below my waist is quite difficult these days. Having said that, bending over is pretty uncomfortable to put like my shoes on, you know, tie my shoelaces. Or this time around, now that I have Kailey, she'll have toys just laying around the house on the floor, so I'll be bending over quite frequently to pick them up, and it is very uncomfortable. So most of the time, if I can, I'll just wait, and when Jose gets home or he's around, or try to ask Kailey to help me pick the stuff up, because I just rather avoid having to bend over and pick little random toys off of the floor if I can. Okay, so now let's talk about the bathroom. I do not know how many times I visit the bathroom. Like, I'll go out and I'll be mentally mapping where the restrooms are, because I seriously have to go to the restroom every 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, frequent urination is something I'm dealing with now. During the night, I have to get up so often to the point where it's a little annoying. And also, along with that, I've experienced some kind of insomnia. So because I do have to get up to go to the restroom, by the time I go back to bed, I can't fall asleep again. So I've experienced some insomnia. It's not too bad, but it's there. Another thing that I've been experiencing is, I guess, I pretty much have gained about half of my previous weight. So about 50 pounds, and I used to be like 108. So my knees and my bones, I guess, are just not used to that much weight. And my knees hurt a little from time to time. Also, I've noticed that sometimes I'm walking, but it seems more like I'm waddling like a penguin rather than walking like a normal person. But I'm sure, I guess that's because baby's starting to drop into place, and you know, my ligaments and stuff are moving around, and that also makes it harder to walk normally, and I'm waddling a little bit. So if you see me around waddling, don't wonder why. So I've also been experiencing some swelling, especially if I stand up for like an extended period of time, or if I'm outside in the hot, humid weather. So I've been experiencing that mostly on my fingers, my legs, and my ankles, which now my ankles are pretty much non-existent and they look more like cankles. Added onto that, I am also experiencing some form of heartburn, but the fact that I love spicy food is not really helping the cause, you know. So I'm trying to cut back a little, but it's pretty hard for me because food doesn't really taste good to me if it doesn't have some kind of kick to it. So you might think I'm a little crazy, but I think I actually prefer having somewhat of a heartburn than eating bland food. And last but not least, Braxton Hicks are kicking in. I've been experiencing quite a few Braxton Hicks, which really with Kailey, I don't really remember experiencing much of them, or at least not this early on, but this time around I am experiencing quite a few of them. So that was all the symptoms and stats that I had written down for these past 3 weeks, ever since my 30-week pregnancy update, which if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a card up here somewhere so you can go watch it. And before I sign off, let me go ahead and show you what my belly looks like now at 33 weeks. So this is what my belly is looking like at 33 weeks. No stretch marks so far. Hopefully they won't be coming in. And my linea negra is there, but it's not very dark, or at least I don't think it is. Belly button is out and about, really far out there. So yeah, this is what I'm looking like. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.